Alright, so I got the box open here. I'm pulling, this is my line from the shelter area underneath the steps. This wire was, I want to say almost long enough. It's what I had left. I don't want to buy anymore, so what I'm going to do is, like I said, I don't know if this is all legit code-wise, but I'm going to open up one of these clamps here. I don't know which one here. One of these I'll open up. These actually, maybe I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll just add one in here. I'll punch another one in. Maybe not. I'm out of spots on this side of the box. This one here, it says dish. That's a dishwasher. That we don't use it, but I'm just going to leave that there because I may pull a dedicated outlet from that dishwasher for different projects, so I didn't want to use that space, and I think everything else on this side is basically all doubles, isn't it? You got the range top, there's a basement one, wall oven, dryer, another basement circuit, range hood, and we got an empty one here. This 40 is sub panel, 60 is the generator sub panel, refrigerator in the garage, or freezer, that's a dedicated circuit. I don't know what that is. This 20 here says garbage disposal, which I'm guessing it probably is. Master bath and fan. Oh, that's the fan for the master bath. This 20 here is empty, so I could steal this one, I suppose. Could borrow this one. I'd take the 20 out and put a 15 in there though. This 100 is for the shed. And then I got a bunch of 15s that aren't marked. This top one here is a surge protector on the side. So this box, everything in here is live. I don't know how legit this is. I'm sure it's not up to code. This was, most of the work that in this box, was done in 1968, which would be when the house was built. Or maybe even 1969, I guess, depending on when they actually pulled the service. Would have been pretty close. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if that's, it looks like a mess. All these splices here, I think the majority of these are for the generator sub panel over here. So the sub panel I put in myself, and that looks much neater, and the inside looks much neater too. And then also this panel here, this sub panel I just put in so I could GFI my bathroom circuits. So all the lights and outlets are for the bathroom on the south end and the north end of the house, because I couldn't get these breakers to fit in this box because this box was old. So anyway, I have to figure out what I'm doing with this, and then I'm gonna hopefully wire it up and have some light in there yet tonight. Some tricks here. Trying to get the GFI in the right spot in the kitchen after the house was wired. So obviously the GFI wasn't code in 1968, but now it's a good idea to have a GFI in your kitchen. But the problem is the lights, I think, were also tied in with outlets, or it was something funky like that, and I couldn't get to the first outlet in the series to tie them all in, or something weird like that. So I talked with an electrician, and he said it's a totally legit way to put an outlet right outside of your box here that's GFI. So the other day, noticed that we didn't have internet because our router was also on the circuit of some of the kitchen stuff, and I plugged the coffee pot in. I must have had a little bit of water or something on it, and right away I come down here checking breakers. I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, oh, GFI right here. This thing was popped, so it works, you know, and it's the first one in the series. So that's a kind of a cheat way to do it if you can't get a GFI in where it needs to go, or if you want to make sure the whole circuit's dedicated. And it's a cheaper way than doing this. I could have did that down here with both bathroom circuits, but I don't know, it's kind of dopey if you got a bunch of extra GFI outlets down here. So I just went the more expensive route and bought the panel, because I figure someday I may need more of these spaces as this is filling up. There's a lot of dedicated circuits in this house. So yeah, so that's one way of doing it, and that, from what I was told, that's code. That's totally legit. Alright, so I'm just testing it out here. So this wire here, I'm going to get roped in here and probably tie one under one of these. I went in through right in here through this one, and then the wire is too short to reach to the other side. So what I did was take some of the THHN wire and just use some wire nuts here, so this neutral, the ground back in there, and then this hot. And then what I'm going to use for this 14 gauge wire is this 20 amp circuit breaker that says garage on it. I got this out of the shed. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't have any 15 amp breakers. I don't know how that happens, so I'll have to pick one up. But for now, because I want to see if I got this, I want to make sure I got this, and I get antsy with stuff. I just want to go. So I'm just going to quick throw this in here like this. I don't know if you can see any of this. So this breaker's kind of old, so it's got a different way. There's like a flathead screw in here. You get the wire stuck in between, and you just tighten that down. Let's see if we can get this power turned on here. I want to make sure it's tight so it doesn't pull back out or accidentally bump on something. So, and then this will just get tucked in here like so. And then I'm just going to attach this on the last available area here. I'm just going to bring this over top, just like that. And we're going to, so there's like a rail, you got to hook it on, and then you just push it in. So now it's not on, but it's in the actual, the two lines that come down. You got these two here. Those two are both hots. They come from your main, which is a 200. And then you got like a left and a right side, and you try to balance those out as you wire. Well, anyway, so here we go. Let's flip this on. Hopefully it doesn't pop. Well, that's a good sign, I guess. That or the wire's just smoking. Anyway, so we'll come over here, and before we get too carried away, let's see. So I should have all these outlets tied together, and according to that, we got 2 oranges to this connector here. What does 2 oranges mean? 2 oranges on the right mean wired correctly. Huh, who would have thought? 2 oranges there also mean correct. Oops, I don't want that. And let's see if this works. And might be something to do with the pull switch. Try this again. Oh, that is sweet. Alright, so what I did was wire in this red light here for effect. Ha! Yes. Alright, so that's good. So I got power over here now, so that will be good. And now I have an actual light socket, so I don't have to screw around with that lamp anymore. But like I said, light's not going to really provide a lot. I like this feature here, because what I can do is turn this off, and then what I can do is plug in something else that I want on a switch, and clearly it's both orange are lit up. See that? If you don't have it in there all the way, not making contact. So orange is good. Oops, I didn't see that. Like this, and if you wiggle it, you see how the light goes off or on, because you're not connecting on both points there. So that way, let me do this the right way here. I'll plug my connector in, or my tester. So I got that in. Now I can still operate the switch on and off up here, like that, which is cool. And then if I want the light on, well, I can do that and then turn the switch back on and the light's on. So, like I said, that's more of like a utility type light. And then if I run some sort of lighting, maybe on like, I plug it in there and run it down a ways if I want lighting right above where you're sitting or whatever. And then I want to wire an outlet over there, but I got to get the paneling and stuff for that. So there it is. I'm going to turn this breaker off, because obviously I'm not going to keep that on 20 amps on 14 wire, because that's ridiculous. So I'm going to take that off, and that'll be it for tonight. And then I'll have to pick up a 15 amp breaker at some point, and I'll be that much further along, I guess. Man, doesn't that just look terrible, or is it just me? It just looks like a mess. It's amazing that everything works the way it does. Man, it just looks terrible. I like so much more how I did that. Oh, that looks nice. Alright.